Have you ever found yourself in a mess of your own making? Maybe you said something you wish you hadn't, or made a decision that backfired. Maybe you ran ahead of the Lord trying to make things happen in your own strength, and now you're in the middle of a situation that feels broken and beyond repair. If that's you, I want to show you something really powerful from the life of David. In 1 Samuel chapter 30, we find David at one of the lowest points in his life. By then, he had spent years on the run from King Saul. Worn down by fear and exhaustion, David sought refuge among Israel's enemies. Just think about that. David, the champion of Israel who once slew Goliath of Gath, now found himself allied with the king of Gath. But things quickly fell apart, and he returned to Ziklag only to find the city sacked by the Amalekites. It had been burned, plundered, their possessions, their wives, their children, all taken captive. The Bible paints such a heartbreaking scene. Then David and the people who were with him lifted up their voices and wept until they had no more power to weep. Have you ever cried until there were no more tears left? Until your body felt empty and your heart numb? That's where David and his men were. And David likely thought, this is all my fault. Then came the voices of blame. His own men, the ones who had fought beside him, turned against him in their grief. They even spoke of stoning him. Can you imagine how alone David must have felt? Abandoned by his men, haunted by his own mistakes. And yet, right there, in the ashes of his failure and regret, David does something extraordinary. The Bible says, "But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God." Oh, I love that line. David didn't rush to retaliate. He didn't call for a meeting or begin planning a rescue. He didn't even try to explain himself. Instead, he turned to the Lord. Picture that moment. The noise of angry voices around him. The ruins of his settlement still smoldering. And David, broken and weary on his knees before the Lord. Now, the Bible doesn't record what David said in that moment, but we can imagine how he would have laid his heart bare before the Lord. No pretense, no bravado, and in that moment of communion, the Lord began ministering to David, restoring his peace, lifting his head, strengthening his heart. Then, fresh from that encounter, David called for the ephod and inquired of the Lord, "Shall I pursue this troop? Will I overtake them?" And the Lord answered with these beautiful words of grace, "Pursue, for you shall surely overtake them, and without fail recover all." Do you see the heart of the Lord? David had lost his way. He had made some wrong choices. Yet in his lowest moment, the Lord didn't bring up his mistakes. He didn't say, "You made your bed, now lie in it." When David turned his heart back to the Lord, he responded with grace, mercy, and restoration. By the end of the chapter, David not only recovered his family and everything he had lost, but received even more from the spoils of battle. That's our God. But hear this. You have something even better than what David had. Today, because of Jesus, you have been brought into a better covenant, one where you can come boldly before the throne of grace to receive help in your time of need. Maybe you've lost something because of a bad decision. Maybe it's in the area of your finances, time, trust, or even peace of mind. The Lord isn't standing at a distance, shaking his head at you. He's drawing near, ready to restore. So come to him today. Find your strength not in the remedies the world offers or in your own reasoning, but from the Lord Himself. As you draw near, hear His words to you. Pursue, for you shall surely overtake, and without fail recover all. Even in the troubles of our own making, His grace is greater. And just like He did for David, His heart is to restore you too.